Tap, 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 tappity tap. Three, two, one, go. What is up, everybody? Hello, 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 hello. It is a Wednesday evening here. We got some. First, want to say, how is everyone? How's everybody? How did everyone's hump day go? Mine was, of course, a hump day, right? Um, Work was good, life is good. Hopefully we got some good news coming into the atmosphere. The universe I think is going to answer some much kind of we've had questions for a while. We've been wanting to do something for a while and the right opportunity was not popping up when we needed it to pop up. Not when we needed it, just we were waiting for this opportunity. And think I think the perfect situation might have just come my way. And hopefully I don't mess it up and everything works out and we move into this thing. I don't want to say what it is. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to mess it up. But I'm really, 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 really hoping um this all works in my favor. So, with that being said, we are going to talk about something that, as a mom of a child that is in high school, this is something that I guess this was happening a lot growing up, but this really wasn't something I worried about for my boys coming in the direction that it's coming now. Like, I did not worry about this per se happening to me as a kid. I will say this, people. There's this level of you can't shut your kids up. So I had a coworker that well, hold on. Before we do all of that. Some of y'all don't know me. My name is Miss Melanie. I am a mom. I'm a massage therapist. Your homegirl from around the way that you don't realize is your homegirl, but I am here. I'm a single mom, and I'm just out here trying to relate to all of you out there. So there's a quick introduction to me. We are kind of in this. This is kind of that era of redefining your life and figuring out what it is that I want to do with the rest of my life. Because I'm like probably about 10 seconds away. And by 10 seconds, I mean in like heavenly realm 10 seconds. So that could be a year, 2 years, 3 years. I am very close to all of my kids, all three of my kids, being adults, and me just kind of figuring out who I am. And I have to find my own way. I will always be a mom, but I'm not going to be doing much momming soon. Like, they're all about to be grown, doing their own thing, telling me to leave them alone and get out their face and mind my business. Like, they're like real close to that. So I'm trying to segue into my own life, and this is it. Y'all could come with me on this journey. I hope you come. I hope you stick around for the ride. Like, comment, share. This is very new to me. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. So, with that being said, if you have any tips, anything that you want to send my way, send it my way. Let me know in the comments how you think I'm doing. If you think I could fix something, help something, whatever. If you got a software I should try, um, video I should watch to help me get through this better, send it my way. Yeah. So With all of that being said, well, what we're going to talk about today is teachers who are having inappropriate relationships with students. I'm going to go through like a series of these. It bothers me the most cuz we we can't send our kids to school and know that they're going to be safe because of like at any moment someone can come pew pew up a school. So I can't be safe on that note. Um, I can't now we can't send our kids to school because we worried about them like teachers doing the unthinkable. Okay, teachers, you know what I'm saying? Trying to have relationships with your kid. Okay, and there's no grade limit. Apparently, we call talking fifth and sixth grade on to high school. And I think we do our kids a disservice by kind of sweeping it under the rug when they're in high school. But this teacher just found her justice. Okay. I really don't get it. I am a grown woman. There are levels to there's categories to where I put the men in this world. Okay. There might be grown adult men, but at some point I'm gonna look over, I'm gonna see a young man and I'm gonna say, nah, that's somebody's son. And when I say that, I mean they too young to be looking at in a relationship kind of way. Okay? So we'll get into this. It's the Julie Rizzitello case. Okay, it's done, it's over with. Bitch is going to jail where she needs to be. She should be there for longer, I think. I don't think we should feel sorry for these women anymore. But we are gonna look at this case and maybe see where she's diabolical, where she is gross and disgusting, where maybe everybody in the community might have missed something. So let's get into this, okay? All right, what is going on? Here we are. Miss Hold on. No, don't do that again. I almost did it smooth, guys. I almost did it smooth. So this is her. This is the Law&Crime video. I just want you to see a picture of her. Um, Law&Crime did a whole little series on it, so you guys should check that out. Like, kind of to get like a complete rundown of what this woman did to this young man. Trying to get out of the. No, I want this away. Okay. Okay. So, where are we? I'm gonna make this. I will one day get like super smooth with this. I promise you. I promise you I will. But right now we are gonna. All right. So just to give you a quick kind of overview of what happened, a Former New Jersey teacher has been sentenced to prison after engaging in acts with two of her students over the course of several years, the Mammoth County Prosecutor Office announced. Julie Rizzitello, 37, of Brick Township, a former Wall Township High School English teacher, was sentenced to 10 years in state prison after investigation revealed she engaged in acts with two students, one of whom she met when he was a freshman and the other she met when he was a junior. After initially asking to spend time with them alone and developing a casual friendly relationship, prosecutors said the criminal conduct escalated to actual activity with each student lasting for over a period of several months. Prosecutors said the acts with both victims took place mainly in three locations: in Rizzitello's home, in a vehicle at Wall Township parking lot, and at the Belmore Bagel Shop owned by Rizzitello's family, where each victim was employed. So she was using her job as their teacher and the business that her family owned as like her hunting grounds to get these kids. And I know if she was a man, we would call it hunting grounds. Like if this was a dude, if this was John Rizzitello, we would be like, oh, he was hunting in these places. But because she's a chick, we're gonna make it seem like she was some dainty, scared, fragile little person that just magically, like, we're gonna turn it into a Hallmark movie because it's her, right? Because it's a her and she's like cutesy. We'll turn it into a Hallmark movie. Let's keep going. While the investigation was going on, prosecutors said Rizzitello also contacted both victims and asked that they delete evidence of crimes from their personal electronic devices. In July 2024, Rizzitello was arrested without incident. Prior to being indicted, prosecutors said she pled guilty to 2 counts of second-degree assault during a hearing. In ruling that four aggravating factors in the case quivocally and quantitatively overweighed a single mitigating factor, Judge O'Malley referred directly to the poignancy of the victim's impact statements read into the record early during the sentence's hearing in denying the defense request to reduce the term to 5 years in prison. In addition to the 10-year sentence, prosecutors said Rizzitello will also be subject to parole supervision for life, required to register as an ex-offender under Megan's Law, barred from contacting the victims, ordered to permanently forfeit her teaching position. These crimes were not isolated incidences constituting moments of pure judgment. They were textbook cases of grooming involving a defendant who repeatedly leveraged tactics of isolation, manipulation, and control to stake out her own selfish purposes. Monmouth County Prosecutor Raymond S. Santiago said in a news release, the egregious nature of the conduct was further combated by the plain fact that the emotional and psychological harm she inflicted came at the expense of the two very same young minds she was entrusted to develop and nurture. And they leave this number at the bottom. So, resources for victims of ex assault are available through the National Sexual Violence Resource Center and National Sexual Assault Telephone Hotline at 800-656-4673. So, if you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, um, have think you were, call that number, um, and get the resources you need so you can get the help you need. I firmly believe that your perpetrator's power really lies in your keeping it a secret. They can't do anything if you speak out. So just know you have all the power in that situation. I know it don't feel like it. I know you might be scared. That person might be threatening your life. But just know as long as you keep they secret, that's why they have the power. The second you tell somebody in a safe way, like you find a safe way to go tell somebody, um, go straight to the police, call that hotline, like don't give them a chance to make moves against you. But I really do believe that if you're going through something, please talk to somebody. Okay. Um yeah, so she so there so we'll come here. So sidebar with Jesse Weber. They go over all the ins and outs of it, but there's one part of it that actually kind of pissed me off the most. So with both of these kids, she would tell them that she was pregnant and then later say she got an abortion. And if you're dealing with kids or young men who kind of have a moral, I mean, they standing on they little whatever 17-year-old business they have, they're standing on it. And they probably come from a household, maybe not. You go to them if they think that they are in love with this woman and she goes up to them and throws out, "I'm pregnant." It's gonna reattach them to her that much harder. So then to throw something like that out there and then I don't know if it's true. I don't know if she was actually and then just said she wasn't just because time is passing and she has to figure out how to get out of telling that lie. But that's like a whole nother level of manipulation that you're throwing at a child. So here we'll play this. Volume's up. All right, we'll play this.
Without protection, and that she got pregnant, and then she ended the pregnancy. And Judge O'Malley said, this is the psychological
Hold on.
impact.
Oh, I didn't want to go back that far. And I want it smaller because I want you to be able to see. All right. So listen to this part. This is the part that kind of pissed me off.
And it was about this idea, and I think what makes this an aggravating case and different is how this defendant encouraged this student to have sex without protection, and that she got pregnant, and then she ended the pregnancy. And Judge O'Malley said, this is the psychological impact of a child who's a student of yours. Not only does he have to deal with the fact that he's groomed throughout his entire high school years, that he was preyed upon by his teacher who he loved and trusted, but now he's struggling to come to terms with the fact that this individual had an abortion and wasn't comfortable with it. This is the psychological impact, the devastation. There is something to that I think we have to address.
So I think we all know the story of the like remember Norbert? I don't know if y'all saw the movie Norbert. The minute Norbert was ready to walk out and leave, Respucia was like, "No, Norbert, no, don't go. I'm with child." And then the second she said that, Norbert had to turn around and walk back in the house and stay with Respucia because she was pregnant. And then maybe 15 minutes later in the movie, the next day, after she realizes she got him and he's staying and he ain't going nowhere, she's like, "Oh, I wasn't pregnant. That was gas." That's what she did to those two boys. The second they were probably ready to be like, "I'm good. I'm done. I don't want to deal with this no more. I want to maybe, probably, like, I want to go." I don't know this to be true. This is just me speculating because I don't know. I'm not there. So I'm making my own shit up. The second they were like maybe interested in girls their own age, maybe thinking about going to do regular high school shit like chill, you know what I'm saying? Go to dances, go to prom, go to movies with girls their own age. She would pull up the "I'm pregnant" card, and then they would be forced to reattach themselves to her again. And then the second it's like, "Well, damn, I don't really see the results of you being pregnant." "Oh, don't worry about it. I had an abortion." Not even caring that they might care about that, not even caring what that's gonna do to them. She just does that. Um, I personally feel like we should be hard on men that, like, a man can groom. I guess we're used to men grooming children, which we should not be used to. Clearly, we are used to it because the whole Epstein shit, y'all ready to just let every man just get away with everything because we want to let the president get away with it. So we don't even care no more. But the fact that, I don't know, I just think the fact that, like, a man can't, he has to find it. A man has to find another way to force a girl to stay attached to them. Like, he has to play a whole nother set of mind games. Because if you tell him, if a man is on his business, even if he's a young man, a high schooler, and you tell him, "I'm pregnant," he's gonna, if he's gonna stand up to, like, take care of that responsibility. And then to be like, "Oh, it's not really that. Don't worry about it. I took care of it. We're good." Like, I feel like for that fact alone, the judge probably should have gave her 10 years, and then after that, the next 10 years. Like, she could have got 20 years. She should have got 20 years in prison. Like, what do they call it? Not run it concurrent, run it consecutive. I I think they should have been consecutive. Do the 10, do the 10. When you get out, you're registering as a sex offender and you can never teach anywhere ever again. That's what she should have got. So, we'll play a little bit more, Jesse.
You're talking about someone so young, formidable years. This is going to have an impact, you have to imagine, on the rest of his life. I mean, talk to me about, sometimes people don't recognize what the harm is here, right? And particularly, I hate to say it, sometimes it depends upon who the victim is, if they're male or female, what the teacher looks like. There's a bias, there's a stigma. It's different. But this is
Yeah, like, if she's a hot, low teacher, everybody's like, "Oh, what's the harm?" If it's a hot female teacher, everybody's like, "What's the harm? Homeboy got laid. There's no real damage here." If it's a, if it's fucking Miss Trunchbull, doing this to a kid, if it's Miss Trunchbull, you cats are like, "Oh my god, this poor boy." Okay, let it be a hot little thing where like it don't matter. Let it be a man doing it to any girl. Let it be a man doing it to that's one of the popular, more attractive girls. Y'all, for some reason, y'all probably can side with the man, like, I understand, like like a sicko, like crazy. Let it be a funny looking girl, a girl with a disability, a black girl. Let it be a black girl. Y'all gonna say she asked for it. It's her fault. Let it be a somewhat a overdeveloped girl. She asked for it. She seduced him. It's his fault. Like the amount of female teachers that do this and then say, "Oh, he doesn't act his age," or "He seduced me," or "He forced me." Nah. I feel like the same way y'all come down on like corrections officers when I think a correction officer gets in more trouble for some doing something with an adult than these people do when it's students that they're in charge of taking care of. Like I think we treat them harsher than we do a teacher who's an adult supposed to be taking care of these kids and does something like this. All right, let's keep
A
going.
big impact. There is tremendous harm here.
Absolutely. I mean, you have someone who's this young, and you're telling him now he's going to be a father, and he's still trying to put his life forward. And the very fact that someone who's a teacher who he probably trusted because she was a teacher and she had so much influence on her, and that's why it's such a high level crime, because you're taking advantage so much of someone who is not yet fully mature or aware of what's going on. This is just horrible, and it puts I can't imagine what this young man's going to be going through for the rest of his life, having this sort of incident at such a young age, and how he's ever going to be comfortable in any future relationships. And that's probably why the judge was so hard on the sentencing here, because the penalty was so strong, because
That penalty could have been stronger, I think. I think he could have hit her with the cons is it consecutive? I think he could have hit her with the consecutive. I think he could have hit her with the back to back and made her do 20 years instead of just 10. I think. I don't care that she never got in trouble. I think the fact that you never got in trouble before and then the first time you get in trouble, it's this should count for something. That's what I think. That stuff messes with boys. Like, it messes with any kid. Okay, not just boys, any kid. Like, they have to go through this whole level of like therapy and rehealing themselves to be able to deal with relationships in the proper way. You fuck up their whole trajectory on having healthy relationships with people moving forward. Like, you'll turn them into a predator, to be honest with you. Like, the next set of predators will be the kid that we didn't find out about, that's going to be the next predator. Okay, the student that we don't know she messed with is going to be the next predator. The next one, he's going to become a teacher, become a coach, become a counselor, and take advantage of the people underneath him because we didn't find out about him. For every one, I don't know if this number is right, but for every one of these people that we catch, there's like 10, 20, 50 that we didn't catch. And that's scary. Like, what about the kids who can't, the kids that can't speak, the kids that can't say nothing, the kids that don't know they could say something? Like, what about them? Safest place should be school. We should be able to go to school and not worried about getting shot or molested. That should be, I don't understand this world. Like, I get that we are sexual beings. We enjoy doing the thing. It should be fun and pleasurable when done between two people that can consent and two people that can appreciate it. Like, it was invented to bring life but also bring joy. Why are you trying to do that with a child? That's what I don't get. Like, why? Why? I want to play on my sounds. Some sounds would be. What's this? Nope. That ain't it. Nah, that ain't it. This soundboard kind of sucks. That ain't it either. That ain't it. Maybe that's all I got. Like, why? That ain't it either. I need a better soundboard. How do I add sounds to this? I wonder if OBS lets you add like a soundboard. What's that? Nah, this soundboard is ass. Doo doo doo. Did the sound change? I don't think so. What? Nature? I don't know what that is. I got a what? Okay. Nah, that ain't it either. Maybe that changes the sound. Nope. Why is that called Mary and not Mario? All right, whatever. I'm playing with the sound. But yeah, I don't understand. I'm gonna have to edit that part out. Um, I don't get the appeal of dealing with a child. I really don't. I never will. I hope I never do. I don't ever want to. Like, I just can't. There's just shit I ain't supposed to know about, and I ain't supposed to get, and I ain't supposed to understand. That's where I'm at on that. Wish I wish adults would go to therapy. Okay? I don't know if people realize this. Like, you can go to therapy and talk to them about crazy ass thoughts you're having in your head. Okay? Cuz at some point you were in your room before you acted on it, you were thinking about it. And if you had just gone to therapy, you could have talked to your therapist about it and they could have helped you go over why that's fucked up. Okay? You could have done something before it got that far. Like, seek help, please. Like, if you're a teacher right now and you got a student that you looking at and you thinking, hey, let me tell you, my daughter, when she was in high school, I remember distinctively, like, she was like me and filled out quickly. Okay, early puberty hit her early and it hit her quick, hit her fast. Okay, and I remember when we went into the high school, I she walked my daughter is my kids are mixed. So they really I just pushed them out basically. I had a bunch of light-skinned kids that don't really they look like me, but they don't look like me. When you get to know us, you see that my kids look just like me. When you don't know us, you don't really see it yet. So we're walking in the building and my daughter's a little ahead of me. And as I'm walking, I'm seeing a teacher come, like a male teacher coming this way, like looking this way, and we're walking that way. And when I tell you, he drank my daughter up from feet to her head with his eyes. But when he came, when his eyes came up, the fuck was there. And then he like shook his head and walked away. Like, you can't be out here fucking, you can't be out here looking at kids like that. Like, I just don't. Teach your kids to talk to you. Leave when they get a certain age, you can't be like militant parent no more. You have to be like, whatever's going on, come talk to me. You have to. Like, you have to be that way. You cannot be out here on some like my kid is perfect and they don't do anything and they're not interested in anything and they have no desires for you can't be out here like that. You have to teach them before that predator gets to them. Because if you don't talk to them before, the predators are going to get to them and they going to teach your kids and you're going to be pissed. So please talk to them. And if some of y'all kids out there, if you see some of your friends engaged in shit, tell somebody. Tell your mom. Tell the mom you think is going to tell. Okay, I think I was that mom because kids would just say wild shit to me and I'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Why they say that to me? But yeah, um, she is in jail. She will be for 10 years. I think she should be in there for longer and more. And ain't nobody gonna beat her up. Jail ain't like that no more, I think. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's gonna go on. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the next one says. Hopefully, at some point, I don't know how we end this, but eventually we do. Um, so yeah, we will catch you guys on the next one. Um, where's my oh, it's right here. Hopefully we figure this out before it's too late, before all the kids is just ruined by these teachers that don't know how to act. All right, guys. Please, please, please leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, a comment, and share. Like, if you're like, yo, look at this dumb bitch, let your friends know. Show it to your friends. Look at this dumb dumb. Show it to your friends. Um, hit somebody up and let them see it, and y'all can laugh at me together. But go into the comments if you have any tips. If you're a mom and you're worried about this too, let me know what you do to prep your kid for entering high school and dealing with these possible predator ass teachers. Um, if your kid's in 8th grade, how are you prepping them to deal with shit like this? But please let me know what you think. Any critique is welcome. Okay? So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. Bye. Bye.